This part is the part where we start the cooking. We show you the cooking. You know, I just want to share with you a few things before we start the cooking. Remember, we talked about the nutrition retention that our healthy cooking system retains, which is 93%. Today, you've got a chance to see it in action. Remember, we talked about the peeling, the boiling, the high heat. Today, you're going to see how is it that Salad Master is able to do this. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, before we get started in the cooking, I just want to remind you and introduce you again to our Salad Master machine. Now, this is our Salad Master machine. Remember what we said? It has 5 cones. And remember what we said before? We talked about you getting this for free. Now, to get it for free, remember, all you need to do is talk to the person that sent you this video or that introduced you to these series. Moving on to the next part of today. This is our healthy cooking system. Remember what we said, it retains 93% of average of the nutritional value. So what you're going to see today is how is it possible to retain 93% of the nutrition. Over here on my right, what we have is the food that we're going to cook, and it's going to be lovely. It's going to be lovely. What we're going to do for you today is we're going to cook yam, and we're not going to cook it in water. We're going to cook 4 vegetables, 2 fresh, 2 frozen, and we're going to boil an egg with no water. We're also going to fry some chicken, and you can see the chicken right here, the chicken right here. We're going to fry some chicken with no oil. The final thing I want to introduce to you before I get started on the cooking, I know you said get started on this cooking, is this one. This one here is our electric skillet. Now some people call it the bad boy. Now don't think it's bad, because bad means good in America. This is bad, but it's good. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do to get started, can you see this temperature gauge? I'm just going to put this temperature on. Can you see that? Let me just take it out for you so you can see. It comes out nice and easy. Yeah. Now what I'm going to do is, while we get started, I'm going to preheat this, because one of the technique to fry your meat with no oil is to preheat it. Now what I'm going to do is I'll preheat it at 230. So you see that 230? I know some of you have some questions for me now already. Say, if we cook at low heat, why are you putting that at 230? Now I'm just going to be careful. I'll just show you quickly. Let me just get this right. There you go. Because usually I'm on this side of the camera. That's why. So I'm going to leave it there, and we're going to pre-warm it. And then later on we're going to see if it's ready. So that usually takes about 5 minutes to pre-warm up. Just in case I forget, I'm just putting it on now. Now once it's warmed to that temperature, it's got a thermostat, it will normally switch off and just stay that temperature. So now let's get started. Let's get started on the cooking. So just like we know, I'm just going to wash my hands, because you know what? Nowadays, everything needs to be clean, hygienic, and we need to protect ourselves. You know, today, I'll tell you the date, is April the 11th, and we are on lockdown. We're on lockdown at the moment, and lockdown means that we're not allowed out. So that's why we're doing these videos for you. I just wash my hands and just dry them, and I'll get started. Now, the first thing I want to do is I want to introduce you to our 3 quarts. Our 3 quarts, which means the measurement. Now 3 quarts means it's almost 3 litres. It's not 3 litres. 1 quart is 0.9 of a litre. So that's almost 3 litres. Also it has here an insert. Some of you will now say, oh, that's like my steamer. No, it's not like your steamer, because guess what? A steamer usually goes at above 100 degrees. Now this is called a moisturizer. And why it's called a moisturizer is because at a certain temperature you will hear this sound. And that means it's 86 degrees. And when you hear 86 degrees, we turn it down low. So look out for the sound. Now let me just show you the yam. It's just sliced up some yam. And the first thing you're going to recognize is the yam has been sliced up. But the first thing you'll recognize is, can you see the skin? Most of us at home, especially in Nigerian homes and Ghanaian homes, most of us peel the skin. Now here we haven't peeled the skin because remember, one of the enemies to nutrition is peeling. So what we've done is we left all the nutrition on there. We haven't peeled it away. So we're going to put it in there. So now what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to put, can you see this? I'm going to put an inch of water at the bottom here. Because what we want to do is we want to moisturize it. So I'm going to take this, put an inch of water. And the good news about this water, because we're not steaming, at the end of the process, the water will still be the same level. Because this is what we call moisturizing. Whereas if it's steaming, the water will reduce the level. Can you see that? Look at that water. It's the water. So all we're going to do is I'm going to just put this on top here. Put it on top on this. And look how simple and easy that is. And now we are ready to go. We are ready to go. So I'm going to get started. And then I'm going to put, now what temperature am I going to put this on? What temperature am I going to put this on? What did I say? Medium, click, low. Medium, click, low. So what I'm going to do, I'm just trying to get used to my controls, and I'm going to get these controls right if I can. Medium, click, and low. Okay. So I've got my little temperature on. So what I've done is I've put it on a medium temperature, which is the medium temperature here is number 5. Okay, that's what I've got here. So if you look closely, you will see that's on number 5. So that's it. Now the next thing I'm going to do for you is I'm now going to do a selection of vegetables. Now normally we always find the vegetables a little bit awkward to cook in. We always find it, say, oh, I need to do 5 a day, but doing 5 a day is so much hard work. But now what you can see is I'm going to show you how you can do 5 a day without it being much work. We're going to do 4 in here, and you can easily extend that to 5. So I'm going to just take this, and now I'm going to use this one here. Now this is our 10-inch deep skillet. Normally you can do it in a 10-inch deep skillet, or you can do it in an 11-inch skillet. Doesn't matter. In fact, you can do it in any size you like. It depends on the volume of the amount of food you're cooking. So I'm going to come on this side and get a cabbage for us. So I'll pull the cabbage and I'll pull the carrot for us. Okay, so cabbage. By the way, do you know that cabbage is a great cancer-fighting vegetable? I like taking cabbage now because ever since I knew it's a great cancer-fighting vegetable, I like taking cabbage. Now I want to share something with you today. Now, usually with the cabbage, what happens is you see this middle part here, the hard bit. Most people throw that hard bit away. And why do they throw it away? Because they say it's too hard. It's too hard to eat. It's too hard to cut. But this part is where most of the nutrients is in the cabbage. Also, if you have digestive problems and you go and buy Gaviscon or Pepsi-Bismol, the pepsine from those drugs you can get from the core of the cabbage. So that's why I say let's do it that way. So now with this cabbage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the cones, this is cone number 3. Now cone number 3, I'm going to put it on like that. Remember, it goes on easy like that and comes off like that. Remember, this is our salad master machine. And remember, this you need to cool your. Now let's see this cabbage. You want to see? Look closely. Watch this. Wow. Nice and easy. Remember, it's easy to use and it's free. All you've got to do is ask the person that sent me this video, how do I get myself a free salad master machine? Look how nice and easy that is. Now because that was so easy to do, and you might have missed it, I'm going to cut another cabbage for you, just so you can see it in action. Look at it. Where is the core? The core is in there. Very easy to do. Look at that, nice cabbage. So, just to show you what I've done. Let me just show you closely. Can you see that? Look at that. Nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on one side. Remember what I said. If if you want more vegetables, you can have a larger pan that you use, okay? So, now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do some carrots. I'm going to do some carrot. I'm going to show you the carrot. The carrot, I'm going to do, like, if I want, I can do the carrot with this cone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use cone number 5. The reason why I'm using cone number 5 is because I like the shape of cone number 5. You can use any other cone you like, but I like the shape. Now just look at the shape when I cut this carrot. Now remember, with the carrot we haven't peeled it. Why? Because it's grown under the ground. That's where most of the nutritional value is. So we've just washed it. Now look at this, look at this, look at that, look at that. Wow. It's so easy to use and it's free. All you've got to do is tell the person that invited you to the show to show you how you can get this look at. Let me just show you the carrots. Let me just show you. It looks so amazing. Children like vegetables when they're cut into nice shapes, just like sweets. And this is going to be very sweet because guess what? We're not going to cook it in water. Now that was nice and easy again, so guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it again. So really, when you get a salad master machine like this, you're going to want to do it over and over again because it's nice and easy and it's free. And let me show you something else. Those of you that are not familiar with this machine, if you want, we've got a guard here, and you can put that down there, and you can just use that. You know, if you're kind of like not used to doing the machine. So that's nice and easy. So there we go. So I'll just do one more, just so that we can have enough carrots for the film crew that we have here. We're going to have enough carrots for them too. So, you know, one of the things I always say is, you know, when you preserve the nutrition in the food, then guess what? It helps boost your immune system. And when you help boost your immune system, then it can fight all these lifestyle diseases and common colds and flus. You've got a better chance, basically. Remember what we do? When it gets to a small part, you can just put it down there and look at it. Nice and easy. So that's our carrots. Look at that, carrots. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is something that people say, wow, how do you do that? Most people say that you can't cook your fresh with your frozen. And the reason why they say that is because they say that they take different times to cook. So therefore, why would you mix your fresh with your frozen? But remember one thing, with Salad Master, it's got 360 degrees heat. So therefore, the heat will be transferred to all the food in the pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, we have some frozen vegetables here. Yeah, just to show you on the screen. We have organic garden peas, and we also have here, this one, if you can see it past a bit, we have organic sweet corn. Now remember, you can do all fresh in here if you like, or you can do all frozen in here, but we want to demonstrate to you that it's not going to be too much hassle for you to do fresh and frozen together. So we're going to put some frozen in here. Look at that. This is our corn. Yeah, nice and easy. So our corn is in here. So let me just make sure I open the pan. Okay, there you go. That's our frozen. Nice. And then what we're going to do, that's our corn. And then we can do our peas. You know what I like doing on this? Corn on the cob. Corn on the cob. It comes out really nice and sweet. So if you don't want to put the frozen corn in there, get corn on the cob. It comes nice and sweet. Now, look at the colours. I want you just to look at the colours. Look at the colours there. Yeah. I mean, we judge our vegetables by colours, don't we? Look at how many colours we have in there. That's so, so nice. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to do something extraordinary. And the extraordinary thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an egg. Now, we've washed the egg because obviously we know where the egg came from. I don't need to explain that on this cook show, but I'm sure you understand. But I'm just going to rinse it again, but we've washed the egg. Now, what I'm going to do is put this egg on top here. Now, why am I doing that? The reason why I'm doing that is because if this egg boils, it shows you that the temperature inside here is even throughout. And it also shows you that it's got a 360 degree heat. So 360 degrees heat, because normally when you boil an egg, you have to surround it in boiling water. And this is what we're doing. So here, what do we have here? We have 2 fresh and 2 frozen, and we're boiling an egg with no water. No water at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on, just like the rest. I'm going to put this on a medium heat. So I'm putting this one on a medium heat. So what I'm going to do, make sure my hands are dry, because the controls, sometimes we don't like wet hands. So, well, okay, put that done, and then I'm going to put this one on a medium heat. Okay, so I'm going to get my technician to come and do this. I don't know why it's not going up. So my technician, if you don't mind, just quickly put this one on a medium heat. This is Tyler, by the way. He's one of our crew members, so he's just going to help me put that on a medium heat. Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay. This one here. Okay. Alright, so now look what I'm going to do. I'm now going to cover this lid. Remember, no water, just a medium heat, and then we're going to wait for it to click, and then we're going to turn it low. That's what we have there. Now, the next stage, the next one I'm going to do today is I am now going to fry some chicken for you. Now this, remember what we did earlier? We set the temperature of this bad boy, and which we call the electric skillet. We set it to 230. And what we did is preheat it. Now what you're going to find is you see there's nothing in there. No oil, no water. So what I'm going to do, just to test if it's ready, I'm going to take a little bit of water. I'm going to sprinkle it on my hand. Look what happens. Can you see what happens? The water starts rolling around. Now when the water starts rolling around like that, that means it's ready. It's ready. And then, so what I'm going to do is put some chicken in. I'm going to put some chicken. So I'm going to just get some chicken. Now here we have our chicken. Yeah. Remember, with our chicken, what we've done is we've washed it, but we have left it as it is, as normal. Normally we will put oil in our pan, and then we'll get that oil to a high heat, and then we'll put the chicken here. You just set it up on a temperature, and then we'll put it in. So now, look what I do. Look how, wow, this is so easy. Anybody can do this. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a chef. Look how nice. Now can you hear the sizzling? The sizzling there, that is now, rather than us frying oils into the chicken, what we're doing is we're frying the oils out of the chicken. So can you hear that sizzling? Look at that. Now what you will find with this 316 titanium material is when you put your chicken and your meat in there with no oil, what will happen is the meat or the chicken will stick to the pan first. Then you will hear the sizzling. Now rather than frying oils into the chicken, what will happen, can you see those oils coming out? We're frying the oils out of the chicken. That's what we're doing there. We're frying the oils out of the chicken. Now you can see it stuck to the pan. Now when that chicken is ready, it will release itself from the pan, and then we can turn it over. So that's how easy. So this is why we say this is our electric skillet, and that's why we say in the UK and in America we say this is a bad boy, the bad boy one. So if you like the bad boy one, just tell them. Now when you put the lid on and you seal it like this, it's an oven. But we want to fry it, we want to brown it, we want to make sure it's brown. So guess what? You crack the lid like this, and that now becomes a frying pan. So sealing is an oven, cracking it is a frying pan. So anytime you want to fry something, you leave it like a little bit open like that, and we can do some frying. So let me just summarize roughly what we've done so far. What have we done so far? Can you remind me? I'm sure you're shouting at your screens now and trying to remind me. Yeah? Remember, what's the first thing we did? What we did is we put some yam in. And remember, we didn't peel the yam, did we? Why didn't we peel the yam? Because guess what? Most of the nutrition is just under the skin, so what we can do it. And then we put it in our, what's this called here? This is called our moisturizer. This is our 3 quarts insert moisturizer. And we put it on a medium heat, and then when we hear it tick, when we hear the ticking, we now turn it down low. Here, what do we have in here? We have our 4 vegetables and an egg, and we're doing it with no water. No water at all. And then over here, what do we have over here? We have our chicken, which is, come and look, firstly, come and look. Look, it's only been about a minute or 2, look what's happening already. Yeah? I wish you could be here. You'd be smelling this chicken. I tell you, it smells great. It smells great. So we have our chicken there too. So what I want to do next is something special for you and the children. I want to do something special for you and the children. And why I say something special for you and the children, because some of you might have been locked down for weeks and you're just looking for something special. And this is a cake. That's what I'm going to do for you, a cake, a special cake for you. And this cake is not just this cake. Some of you will think, okay, I'll just go and buy it from the shop. What I'm going to do for this cake to make it special, you will see very soon. But I want to just show you something. Now, I want to explain one thing to you. If you can bake the cake from scratch, you can do it in Salad Master. It's because I'm not a baker. That's why I'm doing this, using this one here. But if you want to get your flour, you want to get your yeast, you want to get everything, you can do it from scratch and still bake it in Salad Master. But for this cooking show, we're using the Better Cocker Super Moist. Now I want to show you something at the back. The instructions at the back say we should add water to this cake. Now in this healthy cooking show that we're doing today, we're not going to add any water. It also says here we should add oil. Again, I'm not going to let you down. On this healthy cooking show, we're not going to add any oil. And then it says we should use 3 eggs, but in this show, we're only going to use 2. And the reason why we're going to use 2 is because I haven't worked out how to use 1.5 eggs yet. Does anyone know down the counter? How do you use 1.5 eggs and keep the other half? I don't know. Or maybe you can tell me later. So what I want to do is, I'm now going to just show you how we're going to make this cake special. How we're going to make this cake special. How we're going to make it special. And how we're going to make it special is firstly, I'm going to take this out. You know what makes this special also is because I'm special. Yeah? So guess what? I'm doing it, so it's special already. But that's not really what makes it special. I'm just teasing you. Okay? So I'm just going to open this. Now this is the cake mix, and I'm just going to put the cake mix in there. Nice and neat. Cake mix. So it's nice. Okay. And because you're special, I'm just going to, we have the separated it. So because we're special, I'm going to make sure we put the whole, half of the cake mix in there. So this is half of it. We're not going to put the whole cake mix in, it's only half. Okay. So as you can see there, it's a mixture of chocolate and some special, I think it's vanilla. So you're going to get a nice chocolate vanilla flavor coming through. Okay. Now if you want to buy this, you can buy it from all the local supermarkets near you, from a supermarket near you. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, remember it says we need to add eggs, don't we? We need to add 3 eggs. Okay, we need to add 3 eggs. So the next thing I'm going to do is, because it says we need to add 3 eggs, I'm now going to take 2 eggs. Okay? And with the 2 eggs, now have I shown you something special about this Salad Master machine? I don't think anyone's seen this before. So I'm going to just show you now. Now this Salad Master machine, I'm using code number 1. I'm going to take this egg. Has anyone seen a machine that can de-shell an egg? Wow, you haven't seen one? Watch this carefully. Now you put this on very carefully. This is code number 1. You've got the shell here, and you want this machine to de-shell it. So look how close it is. So you turn it. Now you've got to get it at a very good speed. And once it's at that good speed, you now put the egg and go, and look, there you have it. a deshelled egg, isn't it? I'm only joking. I know you guys didn't get that. It's a joke. It does not deshell the egg. Okay? So I'll now crack it again. Nice and easy. So here we are. We have here our egg in there. Now, remember I said I'm going to make this special for you and the children and the family at home. Even if you're at home on your own, this is going to be special for you. Okay? So guess what? What I'm going to do to make it special is I'm going to take a selection of vegetables here. I'm going to take some cucumber, I'm going to take some cabbage, I'm going to take some carrots, I'm going to take some apple, and what am I going to do is all this stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to now say, let me just show you in front. What am I going to do? I'm now going to show you here. I'm going to take cucumber and I'm going to go, look at that. Yes, you're right. Your children or your family is going, what on earth is he doing? I've now just put some cucumber in there. Then what I'm going to do is put some carrot in our chocolate cake. Look at that. We've got some carrot. I know some children say, Daddy, Mommy, they've got some carrot in the chocolate cake. And then what I'm going to do, cabbage. Do you like cabbage in your chocolate cake? Or do you like cabbage? Well, this is it. All nice and easy in our chocolate cake. And then maybe they will like this one, apple in the chocolate cake. Look at that. Nice and easy apple in the chocolate cake. So that's all in our chocolate cake. Look at that. So what we're going to do is, that's a nice chocolate cake, and we're going to mix that cake, and all the vegetables in that cake are going to be in the chocolate cake. Now you know that there's some children that don't like eating vegetables. What an amazing way for them to actually enjoy and eat vegetables unconsciously, because it's in our chocolate cake. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to mix that for you. I'm going to mix this for you so that you can see this all mixed together. Now the good news about, some of you will say, well, look, if I have this chocolate cake and I do it at home, what's the point? Because guess what? I now have a situation where I have it in an oven. And what temperature do we turn our oven up to? Usually when you're doing cakes, you're turning the oven up to 180 degrees Celsius. Now I've got good news for you. The good news is that, you see that? Nice dough. The good news for you, is that with this one, we're not going to bake this in an oven. It's going to be baked on top of the stove. And the temperature we're going to bake it at is a very low temperature. Look at that. Nice. So where's all the carrot? The carrot is now gone into the chocolate cake. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm stirring this, now some of you will say, okay, so you're going to bake it in one of your healthy cooking systems. Yeah? So now this one is what we call our 9-inch skillet. This is our 9-inch skillet. And in a 9-inch skillet, in a 9-inch skillet is kind of a small one that we have, or say medium-sized one. The only reason why I'm doing it in 9-inch skillet is because we're not doing the whole cake. If we're doing the whole cake, I'll do it in a larger one. Okay? Now, when you're doing it in here, without having to use oil, or without having to use spray oil, then what you do is you just pre-warm the pan for like 2 minutes. And then once it's pre-warmed, then you can put this in. Now I'm going to just pre-warm it, and I'm going to just get it up to, I'm going to just get it up to a certain temperature, and then I'll just put it on a medium heat, and then I'll leave it like that. Now can you see, so I'm just leave it like that to warm. Once it's warm, I'll put the cake in, and I'll turn the temperature down to even below medium. It will go down to low. Now can you hear that noise? Apart from the chicken, can you hear that noise? Can you hear that ticking noise? That ticking noise is this one here, yeah? And that is our, remember what that is? That's our vegetables, yeah? So that's saying, to what temperature is that saying? That temperature is saying that we are, what temperature? We're at 86 degrees. So what we now need to do is turn the temperature low, yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to turn the temperature low. So I'll how to do that, and turn it low. Okay. So I've now turned it low. Now what happens is when you turn it low, what happens is the air inside now shrinks, and now it then creates a semi-vacuum. And that's what it uses to cook the food faster. So can you hear it still ticking? Now it's still ticking, so what I'm going to do is take the temperature even lower than what it is now. Even lower than what it is now, so I'm going to take it lower. So I've taken it down to even, almost off. Okay, so just to give you an example. Okay, so that's that. That will stop ticking. Now remember, I've got this one on so far. I've got this on, and it's on a medium heat. Now while that's on the medium heat, let me just quickly do some mixing. Gosh. Now, I'm not a baker, but guess what? I'm learning how to bake a cake. Anyone can do this. At home, get one member of your family to do this, and everyone else can enjoy the fruits of their labor. So the camera crew are going to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Yeah? And they're smiling at the back of the camera. Okay. I'm sure you wish it was you. So now this one is now warm. I'm testing it, I'm tapping it. It's now warm. This one is almost, I know some of you at home are saying, Tony, you need to learn how to mix this cake. Look at that. Yeah? I'm mixing it. That's the best I can do. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to put this one in. And then all we do is take this out. Very easy. All we do is take that out. And there we go. Can you see the vegetables are all mixed into the cake? Now what the good news about the vegetables is the vegetables have moisture in, don't they? So the vegetables are replacing the water. And by the vegetables replacing the water, it means the vegetables are adding vitamins and they're adding minerals to our cake. So this will end up being a very special cake. And why it's going to be special is because we're doing it at a low temperature. Therefore, we're having vitamins and minerals retention. Yeah? So we put that on. Then I'm going to put that on. So now what I'm going to do is turn the temperature right down now. And I'm turning that temperature down to, I'm going to turn it down to 3, which is one of the lowest. It goes up to 10, and I'll turn it down to 3. That's our temperature. By the way, what have I done so far? Now, what I want you to look at very carefully, we're cooking all this food now. Can you see any steam? No steam. Why? Where's the steam? Where's all the moisture? Where's all the smells? They're locked inside the food, inside the healthy cooking system. So what happens is with Salad Master, you lock everything inside Salad Master. Therefore, you have that 93% nutritional retention. Now let's go over to the chicken. Let's go over to the chicken so that we can see what's happening with the chicken. Now the chicken's been going for a few minutes now, and I want to show you the chicken. What's happening with the chicken? Yeah? Remember what we said? It's medium, click, low. Now what you do to test if the chicken's ready, take the spatula and put it underneath. Now if it goes underneath, then it's ready. If it doesn't, it's not ready. Look how golden that chicken is. Yeah? We talk about, some of you, your kids are talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken. Listen, this is healthy chicken. Just as golden as those chickens that they took. But guess what? More healthy. Because guess what? We're frying the oils out of the chicken rather than frying the oils into the chicken. Does that look nice? I know you're thinking out there going, wow, how did he do that? It's not how I did it, it's how this did it. Now what you'll find with our healthy cooking system, you don't need to be a chef, you don't need to be a cook. All you have to do is put it in and it does the work for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack the lid a bit more, see, and we're going to allow it to fry the other side. We're going to allow it to fry the other side, and then what we can do is we can put some onions in there, you can put some garlic in there, you can put some tomato in there, you can put all kinds of things in there to create a sauce. But if you just want to fry some chicken, then that's as easy as it is. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do to complete everything that we have here is actually our salad. We're going to do a nice salad. And I'm just looking for my salad bowl, but I'll probably find it in a minute. Yeah, but we're going to do a nice salad. That's what we're going to do, a nice salad. And I found it. Guess what? Wow! Guess what? I found my salad bowl. Look where it is, hidden under this plate. Look at that. That's our salad bowl. Now, some of you are wondering whether this is part of the Salad Master machine. Guess what? Sorry, it's not part of the Salad Master machine. So guess what? We'll show you how to get this tree also. We'll show you how to get this salad bowl. Now this salad bowl is amazing. Look, you hear that tip? It's got a hollow in the middle. So when you put warm things in, it stays warm for a long period of time. When you put cold things in there, it stays cold for a long period of time. So you will, if you like this, nice light, if you like this, then we can show you how you can get this bowl also. Now I'm going to do a nice salad for you. Now before I do the salad, what do we have here? Remember what we have here? What do we have here? What do we have here? We have here yam, alright? What do we have here? We have here 4 vegetables and we're boiling an egg with no water. What do we have here? We have our cake, isn't it? Nice. And then over here, what do we have over here? We have our chicken. We're frying our chicken. Can you see how easy this is? I'm not even sweating. There's hardly any smells, anything there. The final thing I'm going to do is now I'm going to show off my Salad Master machine to the world. This is our world famous Salad Master machine, and we believe no kitchen is complete without this machine. And you're going to make that judgment now once we get started. I'm going to get my salads over here, and I'm going to get started, and you are going to be, wow, you're going to be like envious of me today. So, here we go. Where do we start? I'm going to show you each cone, one by one. I'm going to start off with cone number 5. This is our cone number 5. Remember we used cone number 5 earlier. We used cone number 5 to cut the vegetables. Remember those nice crinkly vegetables? The salad, the carrots, we used it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with cabbage. Cabbage. And remember what we said about cabbage. Don't cut this part off. That is where a lot of the nutrition is. Remember, cabbage is growing above the ground. That means most of the nutrition is just in the center. Yeah? Look at that. You see how nice? Now this gives us a nice crinkly cut for our cabbage, isn't it? That gives us a nice crinkly cut for the cabbage. So, and remember you always have that side handle that you can put all your stuff in, but as I'm a professional using the Salad Master machine, I like just putting it down the side. Let me just give you some more cabbage because you know what? We have a lot of people to feed here. Yeah, look at that. Look how nice. Remember what I said? Get this machine for free. If you can get it for free, why not? How do you get it for free? Call the person that invited you onto this show and say, where is my free Salad Master machine? What do I need to do to get my free Salad Master machine? Let me just show you that cut. Look at that cut. Look at that. Look at that. Nice crinkly cut. That is so beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? I'm talking about the Salad Master machine. Yeah? Now the next one I'm going to do, cone number 4. This is our slicer. Now some of you like slicing things. And this is a great slicer. Yeah? Now, some of you like, do you like cucumber? Cucumber? Well, guess what? It's nice, look at it. Nice and easy. It's sliced it nice and easy. So what I always say to people is, when you want to slice, use cone number, look at it. Nice and easy. Slice it, nice and easy. Okay. That's cone number, what cone is that? That's cone 4. Remember the cones. Remember the cones. And why I say remember the cones? To make sure when you get your Salad Master machine, you know what. Ask them to show you cone number 4. Look at it. How long would it take you to slice that with a knife? Oh, that's so nice. Okay, now the next one. So after 5, we say 5, 4, what's next? 3. Cone number 3. Let me just show you cone number 3. Now cone number 3, I'm going to show you cone number 3 with the cucumber again. So I want to show you the cucumber so you can see cone number 3. Let's take a cucumber. And now you saw the cucumber with cone number 4. Now look at it with cone number 5. Look, just to demonstrate to you that you can, if you want, cut any vegetables on any cone. It just depends on the shape that you want. That's all it does. Okay? So that's cone number 3. Gives you that. It gives you like a stir fry cut. Let me just show you so you can see. You know that? Like a stringy stir fry cut. That's cone number 3. So cone number 3 gives you that stir fry cut. Yeah? And then cone number 2. Cone number 2 is our stringer. This gives us a nice stringer cut. So cone number 2, just put it on. Now, if you take an apple, okay, gives you a nice stringer. Okay. Nice and easy. It's easy to use and it's free. Easy to use and it's free. And in this one, if you notice, I haven't put the core in it. How about? Yeah, because of the seeds. So easy to use and it's free. Look at that. Let me just show you that. Oh, this salad is looking amazing. I'm sure some of you are wishing you were here today. And then moving on from code number 3, I'm now going to code number 1. The one and only code number 1. You've seen it in action earlier on in one of the series where we did the carrot test. And what did we say about the carrot test? You lose nutrition, isn't it? By cooking it. Look at that. Isn't that nice to finish your salad off with some nice fine carrots? Look at that. Guys, I don't know about you, but me, I want my salad master machine tomorrow. So I'm going to call my person up tomorrow. Look at that. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some zest from the orange. You can take zest from the lemon, zest from the lime, but zest from the orange. Here. That's giving us the zest. And that's going to give us a nice aroma. And you tend to find that you don't need the salad dressing on this either. Because now what we have is we have that nice aroma that's going to go all the way through the salad. And when we toss that salad, you're going to have the zest coming right away through. Nicely. So that's what we have. So here we have now our salad. Basically completed. Look at that. Look at that. All nice. The nice aroma once you toss that salad it comes through. That's what we have. So that's our salad master machine. Yeah? Is our salad master, isn't she great? Isn't she beautiful? Doesn't she do a great work? Look at that. So look, toss it, just keep tossing it, and that now will create a nice colour. We'll toss that up and get that brown. Okay, so now we're basically almost there. The journey is almost over. And look how easy this journey was. Let's just get started now. Let's just tidy a few things up and let's get started now. Let's just show you what we've done so far. I'll just wash my hands. Okay. Alright, so the final thing is the chicken. Now, just come and look at the chicken. Now what we're going to do is when you have the chicken, we're going to turn the temperature up. Look at that. Oh, she looks beautiful. Look at that chicken. You can fry your chicken, you can fry your fish, you can fry your lamb, you can even roast in here. You can roast in here. Also, remember we call it half the kitchen? You can even, it's got a rice setting on here, so you can even cook rice. Brown rice, white rice, whichever rice you want. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it. I'm going to turn it into an oven. Now when I turn it into an oven, because we're going to retain the heat in there, I'm going to turn the temperature down now. I'm going to turn the temperature down to 85 because now it's an oven. That means all the heat is going to be staying inside. So we don't want high heat staying inside. So I'm taking that down to 95. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is put that back in, if I can see. Let me just make sure I can see it. There you go. Right. So we're finished now, the cooking. And I just want to say thank you very much for coming on the show. But before we finish off, I just want to show you where we are right now with all the food. Now remember, what do we have in here? What do we have in here? You can't remember? Okay, you can. So come close. We have here our yam. That's our yam. Nicely done. There you go. And then what do we have over here? What do we have in here? our 4 vegetables, and we boiled an egg with no water. Good. Oh, look at the colors. Look at the colors there. So amazing. You notice when we open the cookware and we close it, it starts making noise. That's letting the air out. Remember oxidization. The healthy cooking system, even when you open it and it starts the oxidization, it throws, it wants to expel that air out quickly so that it can get back to its semi-vacuum. And then over here, what do we have? We have here our cake. Now remember, if you open the cake in an oven before it's ready, what happens? It collapses. In Salad Master, you can open it and close it as many times and it will still rise. Let me just show you where we are right now. Oh, look at that. You can see from the edges that it's rising up there. Okay? And then, remember, I showed you the chicken over here. So just have another look at the chicken, which is now in an oven state. I'll show you chicken. Remember, in this chicken, if you want to, you can put your onions, you can put your garlic, you can put your tomatoes, you can put all the things you want to season up that chicken even more. Okay? But we're just showing you a basic chicken. And then finally, over here, what do we have? We have here our salad. Amazing salad by the amazing Salad Master machine. Now, do you want to see your 3-course healthy meal that you prepared with me today? Well, here it is. Here we have our chicken. Oh, look at that. Ooh, chicken. That's our chicken. Fried with no oil. And we put some onions in there at the same time. There we go. And over here, we have our yam. Look at that yam. With the skin on. Remember why we left the skin on? So that the nutritional value can stay in there. And then look what we have over here. Remember our vegetables? We were boiling an egg. Look at that. Look at the colors. Look at the colors. And if you were here, you can smell the freshness of those vegetables. And over here, we have, remember our cake? There we go. Look at our cake. Our cake is there. Nice and ready. That's our cake. And then remember our Salad Master machine that helped us do this nice salad. A 3-course meal. Now, what I'm going to show you is, remember the egg? What did we say? Boil an egg in no water. Well, if it's done that, let me just show you. Take the egg, crack it. Oops. And there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Boiled with no water. In Salad Master, we say we change lives. In your kitchen, your lives can be changed. Whatever happens in your kitchen happens to the family. So what we can do is we can turn our food into medicine and turn our kitchen into a clinic.